Hello, and once again welcome to Digital Creatives UK headquarters, also known as my conservatory at home. Hope everybody's doing well and staying safe. Excuse me, I just get myself adjusted in my chair. My name's Dave Dixon. I work for Digital Creatives UK, and I get the pleasure and the privilege of working with schools in Stockton, in the Tees Valley and beyond. Sometimes I get to work with fostering agencies and lots of different people, work with parents and carers, different ages of course, and of course the most important people are the young people, the children I get to work with. And I'm very privileged to work in Billingham South Primary School. Big shout out to all the children and staff there, and Mill Lane Primary School as well. Alright, so I get to work there regularly each week, as well as, you know, some days going around different schools, like you say, in the area and sometimes beyond. Big shout out to all of the children and all the parents and carers during this tough time. Really doing well. Strange times for all of us, and a big shout out of course to all of the staff as well, as doing their absolute utmost to make sure that we get children back into school when it is safe to do so. Alright, so stick with us, we're doing that as quick as we can, and obviously your safety and the staff's safety is a priority. So let me get into the Tech Ninja challenges for this week. Alright, thank you ever so much, okay, for all the amazing children who have been working so well with the Tech Ninja challenges in the previous weeks. You're doing amazing. It's great to see the work that you're doing, particularly those children I work with who upload their results into Showbie. Remember that this stream as well, obviously now is live on Facebook, but I'm also going to be posting this to this Digital Creatives YouTube channel. So please head over there as well and subscribe. That would be really, really helpful. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so first of all, it's time for those children. It's time for those children in early years, in reception in particular, to have their turn with their challenge this week. Here we go. Okay, so children in reception, you're doing amazing. It's great to work with you, and I have the privilege of working with some children in reception as well who just absolutely make me smile. You're wonderful. So first challenge for you this week then, okay, is one of my favourite apps. I'm going to share my iPad with you. Here we go. Alright, so you should be able to see my iPad now. I've muted the sound just so you can hear me clearly when I'm speaking. Alright, so these apps that I want to show you do have sounds, but you will find out, and of course they're free to download as well. So the challenge this week for children in reception is to use an app called Coding Safari, and you can see that on my screen. It's the one with a little tiger just in there. Brilliant app, free to download. Here we go, I'm just going to open this one. Alright, lots of sounds in this one, but like I said, I've muted them so you can't hear them during this stream, just so you can hear my voice clearly as I explain what's happening. Okay, so we're going to practice not only our Tech Ninja challenges, but actually our programming or our coding ninja skills. Thinking very carefully. Do you remember that first challenge that we had about thinking step by step the instructions on how to do something, whether it be to put on your coat or to make a jam sandwich, to do something else, all right? So being able to think about step by step, very logically, we call that, in the right order, very clear and very organised, to be able to achieve something, to be able to achieve a goal, whatever that may be, all right? And that's really brilliant word we call algorithms, all right? Step-by-step instructions to be able to achieve a goal, to be able to, you know, make some toast, make some tea with an adult, of course. All right, and we want to make sure that we're being safe. So in this case, Coding Safari is brilliant, all right, because again, it helps us take our algorithms, our step-by-step thinking, into programming. All right, it's a great way to be able to do this. So you can see there's a nice big circle with a triangle in there. That's a play button. I'm going to tap on there, and there's lots of different levels in Coding Safari that you can work your way through, and of course they get more and more challenging as you work your way through, so you'll have to really do some good thinking. Now I've been in here before and I've used this a few times already. Okay, so you can see I've got my tiger bouncing up and down saying, pick me, start here. But actually what I want to do is I want to go across to the left hand side next to the big arrow and use the bear. I'm going to start there first of all. So I'm going to tap on this one. All right, so you can see now what we've got to do, all right, as it's demonstrating for us, is to get the bear to the watering hole. The bear's thirsty, needs a drink, okay? So we need to put the path. We've got two shapes at the bottom, which is called the path, the right direction, all right? We need to think about what order they go in or what sequence, okay? And we need to obviously get them, just like our instructions in our algorithms, in the right order, in the right sequence. All right. So if I use the other one, it's not showing us which one. I'm going to pop this one into there. You can see quite clearly that the bear doesn't get to the watering hole to have that drink. All right. It bounces back. All right. Even though it tries it. So let's try the other one and see what happens. So this is the correct one. We can see what they need to do. Let's just pop that into there, and there we go. The bear not only has a bit of a drink, but chucks a salmon or fish up into the air and has a bit of a snack as well. All right. So now you can see it's got a little bit more complicated because we've got more squares at the bottom which have the path in. So if we slide, use our finger just to swipe and slide our pieces into there. We've got another one. So I'm going to try this one. All right. Let's see what happens. Because that's not the right one. Oh, it gets so far but can't get to the watering hole. So this is what we call debugging. A bug in computing is when it goes wrong. If there's a mistake there, we got that wrong, all right? And we call it a bug. And to debug means to try and spot where we've gone wrong and fix that mistake. So you can click on the other one, just swipe, just tap on there, move it across, and we can see that our bear has got to that watering hole and had another fish. It's obviously quite hungry as well. Interesting. Now this next level, it's not just straight. What we've got to do now is the bear has got to turn a corner, all right? And this is where we can start to think about, turning left and turning right, or our positional language, all right? In which direction it needs to go. Now, in this case, just to show you, you can see we've got a turn. It goes round the corner into the watering hole this time. And I've achieved another stage on that. And I'll do this first step for you as well. So now we need to think about, we need to start with a turn and then, in the right direction and then continue the path. So I'm going to swipe up. I'm going to see we've got a turn there, and then I'm going to use this one as well. And you can see how the pieces join together so it can get to the watering hole again. All right, and you get that idea. All right, I'm going to leave that now. I'm going to come back out of that. So I'm just going to go back, to my main camera. All right, so there is Coding Safari, which is a great app that you can use for free. All right, there are lots of different levels in there. Think very, very carefully about the steps. Each of the tiles, the little squares, put them in the right order or sequence, and then you'll be able to work your way through all the levels. I want to see how far you can get through all of those different levels in Coding Safari. All right, have fun with that, and remember, ask an adult to help you. If you can record your screen using Screencast-O-Matic, which is a free app, and I've created another video tutorial on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page, so go and check that out. I'll put a link in the description below. Okay, go and check that out if you're not sure how to use it. But if you use screen recording software, Screencast-O-Matic in this case, then you can capture all of that. As you're doing it, you can be recording that, and then you can share that and upload that. Ask an adult to help you upload that into Showbie so we can see the amazing work that you've been doing. All right, so that is reception. Well done. Okay, let's go move on now to Key Stage 1. So that's years 1 and 2. Here we go. Okay, so years 1 and 2, Key Stage 1. Hope you're all doing well. And again, I'm being so impressed with how you've been, completing these challenges, and it's brilliant to see the work that you do. And again, try and record the screens as you do this. all right, using Screencast-O-Matic. And again, if you're not sure, ask an adult to help you. And it's free to use on an app version or, you know, the actual web version. You can use it on desktops as well as on your PC, your Macs, and then obviously your Android and your iPads and so on devices, your tablets there. All right, so this week's challenge for you is another coding app, all right, another programming app. So we're going to develop our programming ninja skills, our coding ninja skills, all right? And this one is one called Daisy the Dinosaur. Let me share my screen with you and so you can see my iPad. Okay. All right, and again, what I've done is I've muted the sound so you can hear me speak clearly as well. So you can see on my screen here, next to Coding Safari, have a go at that if you want to, but that's for Reception's challenge this week. Okay, but you can have a go if you want to, that's not a problem. You can see Daisy the Dinosaur. So I'm just going to tap on Daisy the Dinosaur here, which is another free app. And it's so important as we develop our coding ninja skills that you also think about algorithms. All right? Algorithms are step-by-step instructions to be able to achieve a goal, whatever that goal may be. And the example I use with Reception is making a jam sandwich or getting ready for bed, getting up in the morning. What do you do first? What do you do second? To get ready for school, for example, all right? Getting ready for PE or whatever, okay? And so what we've got here then is we're going to take all of that algorithm knowledge that we've got, how to create really precise, exact and accurate instructions and apply that to our programming. Now, Daisy the Dinosaur, you can use it in two ways. As you can see on screen, we've got the free play mode with the person on the swing, it looks like. And then you've got the challenge mode, which is like a rosette, like a ribbon, and like an award on there as well. So if I just jump into free play mode, first of all, just to show you how you can do that, I'm just going to tap on there, and it's going to open in a moment, he says. There we go. You can see we've got Daisy down at the bottom, looking pretty bored because we haven't programmed her to do anything just yet. And then up the top, we have got some what we call commands. All right, the different instructions, the commands that we're going to use to create our program. So we can use any of these at the moment. Like I said, if I just swipe up a little bit, you can see that it wants us to move them into this programming box to make a program so we can then, you know, make Daisy actually do something. All right, so we can program the Daisy for doing something. So for example, if I just drag a move block over there, all right, you can see we've got a direction in there. It says forward. So that's really important that we're learning our positional language, our directions. But I can change that if I want to go to backwards. All right, but I'm just going to leave it on forwards for now. In fact, actually, I'm going to drag another one forwards. All right. In fact, I might actually go another step further. I might, you know, add a few in here. I might actually say, well, okay, I want Daisy to go forward 1, 2 times, and then come back, move backwards 2 times. What do you think that Daisy might do? And that's important that we try, once as we get familiar with all of this programming and these step-by-step instructions, that we try and predict. You know, we have a look at the instruction, we try and think, oh, right, this is what I think Daisy is going to do. We predict what the program is going to do, and then we test it. We see if we're right, okay? So let's see what Daisy does, all right, by tapping on the play button. There we go. You see Daisy's moving forwards twice and then moved backwards and went back to the same place. Let's just do that again just so we can see. And you can see as the program highlights, it changes colour as it's moving through the instructions, each command within that sequence of instructions. Okay? So that's okay, but we can get Daisy to do lots of different things as well. So, you know, if I swipe up, you can get it to kind of jump. In fact, actually, let's get it to see if we can just squeeze a jump into there. Let's see what happens now. What do you think is going to happen? Okay, again, try and think. We know what happens now with the move blocks and the move forwards, move backwards blocks. But what's jump going to do? Let's see. All right. Okay, let's see what's going to happen now. All right, so I'm going to put a turn in there as well because I actually want Daisy to go forwards, to jump, and then to turn and come backwards to where she was again. Let's test that. Jump, there we go, turn. Oh, interesting. You can see now that didn't quite go as I expected because I wanted Daisy to come back to the beginning where the starting point was. So again, we call that a bug, a mistake. I've made a mistake in my program, and I need to find out where that mistake is. I wonder if you can spot where it is, and then debug that, remove the mistake so it actually does what I want it to do. So in this case, what I want to change are these. Let's just have a go. Alright, so starting off the front, to jump, turn, and then go back to, and we could do with, so she's facing in the right direction where the starting point. Oh, let's just drag that across, a turn there. Should we test it now? One more time, here we go. So move forward, forward, jump, turn, forward, and turn, and she's back to where she started. Okay, so that is free play mode within Daisy. Now you can use that first of all, but actually I want you to work your way through. I want to see if you can go all the way through challenge mode. And you can see here the first step is some instructions on screen. Alright, it says hello and welcome to hopscotch. Alright, or Daisy the Dinosaur is a great way into hopscotch. It's made by the same people. Try figuring out how to move Daisy so that she stops in the center of the star. Alright, and you've got some commands there, you've got your program, and we've got used to doing that a little bit. So again, lots of challenges in there for you. Okay, so that's what I would like you to do. I'm just going to go back to my live camera. So there's the challenge for you this week. I want you to work your way through Daisy the Dinosaur and see if you can complete all of the challenges and get really familiar with how to use those blocks step by step, putting them in the right order. Okay, so step by step, putting them in the right order, in the right sequence to be able to do that. Okay, spot on, well done. All right, okay, so now obviously the next challenge is lower key stage 2, so year 3 and year 4. Here we go. Okay, so year 3 and 4, lower key stage 2. Again, thank you to all of the people, all of you who've been adding your work into Showbie for me to see. Remember, you can screen record using Screencast-O-Matic to record all of your amazing work, and it's brilliant. I've been leaving you comments and things like that as well, so thank you for sharing those with me. Don't worry if you're not in one of my schools that I work with directly, that's not a problem. You can still use these and share these maybe in another way with your parents and carers, and maybe with another way with your teacher as well. I'm sure they'd love to see that as well, so you can do that in lots of different ways. Parents, carers, if you're not sure how to do that, then please feel free to leave me a message via my Facebook page or via YouTube channel, and I'll be happy to help wherever you are. It's not a problem. Okay, so year 3 and 4, this is your challenge for this week. Okay, and this one is another programming challenge for you. Let me just share my screen with you. All right, so I'm going to go to my iPad first. Here we go. Okay, so you can see next to Coding Safari and Daisy, and again year 3 and 4, if you want to have a little go with those as well, not a problem. Enjoy. They're great apps. I really recommend them. But this is a little bit more of a challenge for you. 3 and 4. You've got a lot more about you in terms of your coding experience and your programming experience. All right. So again, it's really important that you're thinking about your algorithms, your sequences, step-by-step instructions. Okay, and turning them into a program, so it's a language that device or the app understands. Okay, thinking about ordering the sequence of steps or the commands in your program, okay, to be able to achieve the challenges. And you can see that this time we want to be able to use an app called Fix the Factory. Now, I know some of you have already had a go at this, and it's quite challenging, all right, but that's okay. It's good to challenge ourselves. So, brilliant Lego Mindstorms. Absolutely love Lego. Lots of great stuff that you can do with that. All right, lots of different ways, and this is one of their free apps, Fix the Factory. And I'm going to tap play. Now, you can actually see that there are a number of levels. If I just tap on these boxes at the bottom, all right? But you can also see that a lot of them are currently locked because I haven't progressed all the way through them just yet. I've only used a few. All right, so there's your challenge for this week. I want you to work your way through all of the levels, and challenge yourself to see if you can get to level 24 and complete that as well. I'm just going to jump into level 1 just to show you. I know I've completed this one previously, just to show you. And again, I've just muted the sound on the iPad. There are some good sounds, but it gives you a little bit of a demonstration first of all. And the target is move, and it's showing you to drag, as you can see, the commands, the forward arrow into the kind of area here, and we drag it up and then hit play. But actually I want to get that radio, all right, that robot, sorry, to get to the target that's on the floor. So and I can count the actual squares, and you can see I might need more than just one, so I'm going to put 2 in there. All right, 1, 2, and I can see, and I'm going to tap the play button, which is the circle with the triangle in it, just to execute our program, to run our program. So we put the commands in and then we press run. There's 1 and then 2. All right, level completed, very straightforward. And obviously our robot is going to go into the next area, ready for our next challenge, like I say. And you can try and, you know, beat your scores, see how many, you know, you can be as efficient as possible. Efficient is when we use the least number of steps possible to be able to complete the task. Okay, all right, and that's really important when we're thinking about programming as well. So I'm just going to quickly go on to level 2 now, just to show you. Okay, and you can work your way through. Now this one, it's, you know, again introducing the idea of we need to turn. Now it's a little bit tricky because of the way that the robot is facing, the direction they're facing. So I'm just going to click on the X because I don't understand that. You can see, so we need to go forward 1, and then you need to decide whether is it a left or a right. Okay, and now because of the way that the robot is facing, we have to reverse that in our head. So it's actually a right turn, and then 1 there. Let's go. Oh, so you can see I've not quite made the correct program, the correct sequence of instructions. There's an error, there's a bug, so I need to debug that and look to see where I've gone wrong in this case. I can see. So I need to add another forward arrow because I didn't put enough in there at the end. Let's just test that now. Run our program. So design, code, and debug if we need to, review it. Alright, so there we go, we've completed that level. Alright. So what I want you to do, and it does get more and more challenging. You can see there I did 2 attempts because I didn't quite. See if you can get to the point where you just have 1 attempt, you get it right straight away. So you can always try it again, and the time. And I think, you know, and if possible, think, look at some of the moves that you've used, how many of those, because you can do it in lots of different ways. But is it the most efficient? Can you do it in the least number of moves possible? All right. So I'm just going to continue, and like I said earlier, I want you to go through all the way. See if you can complete all of the levels right through to 24. And remember, record your screens using Screencast-O-Matic. Alright? Be amazing to see that, and share that with your teachers. Upload it into Showbie if you're using that. Okay, so I'm just going to share my live camera again. Go back to my live camera. So, brilliant. So, you have a go at that. I'm sure you'll enjoy using that. Lots of the children I work with do. And it's quite tricky. So, you know, you've got to be on it like a car bonnet. Alright? You've got to be really in the zone. I like to say that, tap your forehead, in the zone, thinking about being the very best that you can be, think about your coding ninja skills. All right, so that was lower key stage 2, years 3 and 4. Next, it's upper key stage 2, year 5 and 6. Here's your challenge for this week. Okay, year 5 and 6, again, thank you for all the work that you've been doing. You've been amazing. I've loved seeing it. And again, some really creative ideas, which is great. Okay, remember to keep recording your screen. I keep saying that, and upload them into Showbie because I'd love to see some more. All right? So you're doing really well. I know you've got lots on. But again, keep going. Resilience, that's really important. That's an important value, isn't it? Okay, so your challenge for this week. I thought we'd use Scratch this week. We haven't used Scratch for a while with the children that I've worked with. That's because we've been doing other things. Okay, so I thought we'd head over to Scratch and, you know, have a go at one of the tutorials in there. But remember, we don't just use the tutorials. The tutorials are there to show us different techniques, and hopefully we can then think, we've got that now. Right, now how can I use that creatively to create my own version? Don't just stick with complete the tutorials. They're just to show you how to do something. Then it's important that you apply that really creatively to your own ideas, to a new context. Okay, so I'm going to go over and share my screen with you now. I'm just going to go, I've got Chrome open, so let's go have a look at that. Oh, that's interesting. That shouldn't be that one. All right, so let me just go back to where I was before. There we go. All right, sorry about that. That was a little screen window of an update that I've got on my Mac, which is going to happen in a moment. All right, so we've got Chrome open. That's the most important thing. Here we are then. All right, so with Chrome, obviously we're going to use the online version of Scratch. So if I just type it, add that, there we go. Okay, and first hit, obviously, just put Scratch in there. That's the one that we want. We've been to Scratch a number of times, but like I said, we haven't been there for a while, which is good to make sure that you can remember something. How many times you can go back and just recall what you've been doing, but also move forward in applying something new. So the online version, here we go. We want to go to create. Just open that in a moment. Let it just kind of open that. And in Scratch, we know that we've got lots of these tutorials, very basic, and there's lots of different things in here. There's nothing to stop you obviously going and just trying out the other ones. I hope you really enjoyed using creating your own Google logo, which was rather fun. All right, via the Hour of Code website. Some great examples on there. There's great animations. Thank you to those of you who like to say upload those into Showbie. This week, I want us to use one of the tutorials that's already built into Scratch, available here. All right, and so if we click on tutorials, and you can see there's lots of them in here. All right, I know the year groups, for example, we're having to go Make It Fly. So year 3 and 4 last week, they did really, really well with that. We've enjoyed using the Pong game before. That's great. But this time, I want us to go on and actually create a story. And in here, you can see it's uploaded for us the video tutorial. I tell you what, let's just watch this for a while. It's going to explain what I want you to do. All right, here we go.
You can use Scratch to tell a story, create a conversation, switch scenes, or do whatever else you can imagine. To get started, let's pick a background. I'll go with the witch house. Now let's pick a sprite. I'll pick the wizard. Let's have our character say something. I'll have my character say, "Welcome to Magic School." I'd like to add another character, so I'll choose another sprite. This time, I'll pick the elf. It looks like the elf isn't facing the wizard, so I'll change the way they're looking. Let's go to the Costume tab and choose Flip Horizontal, so the costume is now flipped to face the wizard. Let's make a conversation. I'll add a say block to the elf sprite. I'll make this character say, "I'm going on a quest." Let's click the green flag to see what happens. They both speak at the same time, so let's go ahead and add a wait block before the elf speaks. I'll make this 2 seconds. Let's have the characters change scenes. I'll add another background. This time I'll choose mountain. I'll reselect the elf sprite and go back to the coding area. Let's have the characters start at the witch house, wait 4 seconds, which is how long the conversation is, and then switch to the mountain backdrop. Finally, what if we don't want the wizard to be in the mountain scene? Let's go back to the wizard sprite and add a "when backdrop switches to" block. I'll set it to mountain and make the wizard hide. Let's try it out. Looks good. Now let's replay the project. The wizard doesn't show up at all. That's because we've hidden it. So what we'll need to do is add a show block at the top of the script so that whenever someone replays the project, the wizard will show first. Click the green arrow to see this code again and explore what else you might add to your story.
Okay, so there you go. So I want you to be really, really creative. Now, of course, you don't have to stick with the backgrounds and the sprites that are already part of Scratch already. Okay, be really creative. You can search for and import your own backgrounds and sprites as well from Google and searches and things like that as well. All right, just be aware of copyright issues on that as well. So just again, take those steps, have a go at doing that, follow the tutorial to make sure that you're happy. And remember that you can play that, you can go through, use the arrow to go through step by step, and it shows you, and you can work your way through all the different places in there. Alright, but then I want you to create your own story in the same way with different characters that changes in the scenes, and maybe have a conversation with one another. Now, being year 5 and 6, I'm expecting a lot from you. I've got very high expectations of you. Okay, so I want you to create at least 3 different scenes. Let me just go back to my live camera now so I can talk to you. All right, so three different scenes. All right, so a character that you've got starts in the first scene, it moves to the second scene, it moves to the third scene, and you might having conversations with different characters, different objects, or whatever it may be. Not that you talk to an object, that'd be a little bit weird, but there we go. You might, whatever you want to do, it's your story, you can be creative. All right, but again, working your way through, and I want to see some really good interaction, some animations in there. You might use all of your knowledge of using Scratch to make something really, really quite complex and challenging. All right, be creative. This is your opportunity to show me your tech ninja skills. All right, I've got really high expectations, and of course I'm going to say it again, Screencast-O-Matic. Don't forget to record your final product, if you like, your final design and your program. Okay, remember, just while I said program, that in Scratch they call it a script. It's a program. It's the same thing. All right, step-by-step instructions. Your algorithm, your program, your script, your code. All right, so be really, really creative in all of that. Okay, have a go, enjoy it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you've got there. All right, so that is the all 4 challenges in there for reception for Key Stage 1, so that's years 1 and 2, for lower Key Stage 2, so that's years 3 and 4, and upper Key Stage 2, which is year 5 and 6. So you've got all of those challenges in there. Have a go this week. Upload them into Showbie, record them first, upload them to Showbie, and if you want to, you can just put that into your folder in Showbie, and that means just you and your teacher and I get to see them. Or if you want to, it'd be great to share your results of your work into the class discussions, so everybody in your class gets to see that. The children in your class, and obviously the staff that work with you as well. Okay, keep going. You've been amazing, and I really look forward to seeing the results. And don't forget to tune in next week, all right, for some more Tech Ninja challenges. All right, everybody, take care. All right, take care. Stay safe. Thank you.